Okay, so now it's about 5 minutes to 12 on April the 22nd, and I'm about to call because Harmon Mangat, the indictable crime-committing war criminal acting as an agent for CIBC, is refusing to do what's right, refusing to reimburse me, refusing to call me back. So that's going to be a problem for Harmon Mangat. I'm going to be mentioning Harmon Mangat's name to the individuals at Scotiabank because, unfortunately for Harmon Mangat, he will be involved in undoing what they've done to me, one way or the other. So let's call. We're looking for the highest authority at Scotiabank to report this fraudulent mortgage of Benjamin Howe and Sandra Dennis. Okay, let's see here.
Welcome to Scotiabank. Uptown. Pour le service en français, dites français ou appuyez sur le 2. A system issue has resulted in some transaction through Visa debit dated April 18th to the 20th being processed twice. We are aware of this issue and are working to get it resolved as quickly as possible. Duplicate transactions and any associated fees will be corrected without any further action on your part. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. You can remain on the line to speak to an advisor if you require further assistance. Please be advised this issue has driven a higher call volume and your wait may be longer than usual. This branch is open today from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. For our business hours, location, or fax number, press 1. For self-service banking, including balances, recent transactions, bill payments, or fund transfers, press 2. If you know the name or extension of the person you'd like to reach and are comfortable leaving voicemail if needed, press 3. For help reaching someone at your branch, to book an appointment, or for immediate assistance with an advisor at the contact center, press 4. So that I can direct your call to the right representative, please choose one of the following options. To book, cancel, or change an appointment, press 1. For credit card, line of credit, or loan, press 2. For everyday banking inquiries, press 3. For mortgages, press 4. For small business, press 5. For investments, press 6. For mutual funds, press 7. For faster service, visit scotiabank.com/book or the mobile app to schedule, change, or cancel an appointment with your advisor. Please hold while I transfer your call to one of our contact center advisors. They will be able to address your banking needs or book an appointment if required. Your call will be recorded and could be used for quality and authentication purposes.
Damn right.
We are currently experiencing a high volume of calls. Your call is important to us. Please remain on the line for the next available customer service representative. Thank you for your patience. Your call will be recorded and could be used for quality and authentication purposes. The wait time for our customer service representative is approximately 30 minutes. We apologize for the delay and thank you for your patience. To change your mailing address, sign into Scotia Online Banking and edit your information within the Manage My Accounts tab. Visit scotiabank.com/myaddress to learn more.
Okay, so you just heard that, right? I've called Scotiabank to try to report a fraudulent mortgage to them. You can't get anybody on the phone. They're trying to tell you that it's going to take 30 minutes to get somebody on the telephone to assist you. Now, obviously, my time isn't valuable to Scotiabank, obviously, because if it was valuable to them, I wouldn't be waiting 30 minutes and there'd be an option for a callback. But there's no option to have a callback, right? So now I'm supposed to fucking sit here for the next fucking 30 minutes to wait for somebody to pick up the telephone? And is that individual going to be even halfway intelligent? Because most of the time I'm not talking to fucking anybody who's got half a brain in their head that's even functional. You know, we're in the days of Noah, right? All the fucking mindless monkeys are all mad, blind, and confused. When you speak the truth to them, they don't know what to do with you or what you're telling them. Half a fucking hour I have to wait to get somebody from Scotiabank on the telephone to report a fraudulent mortgage. So there's no fucking point in continuing to record this because it's going to wear out my battery on my recorder. And they're gonna record the call for quality assurance and training purposes while I'm fucking recording the call. I have to record these calls so I can prove to the world how daft those who are not from above are. Now let's see how often they're going to come back on the telephone and tell me how long it is it's going to wait. 30 minutes to get somebody on the phone. Just a fucking joke. So what they want you to do is they want you to hang up and not bother to call them. That's what's going on here. This is the kind of customer service you get from these criminal organizations who are posting billions in profits every year. All of it via fraud, by the way. Yeah, the bank should have left me alone. Now I know how they make all those billions in profits. All of it by fraud. The other thing with this Scotiabank, they don't even have a fraud department, right? When you go online and you look up their services and blah, 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 there's no fraud department? They're not concerned with fraud? But you've got money laundering going on throughout Canada through real estate, and you don't have a fraud department? Really? Wow, that's customer service for you, Scotiabank. Fucking joke. Well, now we're 7 minutes into wasting fucking my life. Just a joke. Yeah, because your time is important to us, so it's going to take us 30 minutes to pick up the phone. So let's talk about why the first two Asians who apparently had a mortgage on my house that they didn't have, lawfully or legally, why wouldn't they have possession of my stolen property for a year? Why would they then, all of a sudden, list my stolen property and take the first offer and the first buyer for $100,000 less than they listed it for? Now, I can guarantee you that the first set know the second set, and this whole fucking thing has been set up. It's all been set up to hide money laundering and fraud and just fucking racism and ugliness. All at the hands of bankers and bar members. Bankers and bar members are just fucking the high fucking levels of society, right? Yeah, titles of fucking nobility. Can you fucking imagine a mindless fucking maggot actually believing, a human, legally defined as a monster, believing it has a right to a title of nobility? What a fucking joke. Right there, you know you're dealing with a fucking low-level fucking assholes. And now you've got fucking sick society believing that these fucking pukes have a right to fucking dictate what your life is, who's in your life, what's not in your life. Yeah, pretty fucking psycho. The dead do not have jurisdiction over the living. And you only get called to the bar if you've proven to be a fucking child of the devil. Then and only then, once you've proven yourself to your dad as Satan, will you be called to the bar. Called to the bar. I'm a bar member. A temple bar. Now I have full fucking right to murder, steal, and destroy because I'm a bar member. Fucking bar members know fuck all about the law, by the way. They know witchcraft. Called legal procedure. It's all witchcraft. It's the craft. Okay, so now we're 10 minutes into wasting my fucking life. The stupid fucking music, and no one's coming on to say it'll be another 10 minutes or it'll be another 5 minutes. Nope, you're just fucking on hold indefinitely. Scotiabank. So maybe here's what I should do for Scotiabank agents. I'm just going to fucking leave my message right here, right now, and then I'm going to post this all over social media. We're going to post it on Twitter. We'll post it on Instagram. We're trying to get service from Scotiabank. Okay, Scotiabank, so we've got a problem here. Because CIBC has stolen my intrust private property. The first two didn't have a valid mortgage on it, if there ever was a mortgage on it, and I doubt that there was. And now we've got Halfam Holdings, 1474 Faircliff Lane, Victoria, BC, V8S 5L2. We've got a mortgage here. We've got a mortgage number. It's CA8652952. That registration date and time is December the 16th, 2020 at 4:08. Apparently the registered owner is the Bank of Nova Scotia. Well, I don't think so, Bank of Nova Scotia, because that's my property and it's been stolen from me in a violent, fraudulent foreclosure petition run through the supremely corrupt kangaroo courts in BC here. So this mortgage has to be dissolved. So what's happened is all the money from the fraudulent foreclosure has been paid into the BC Finance Minister's account. CIBC has to reimburse the $100,000 that they stole to put back the $680,000 in its full amount, because that $680,000 being held by the BC Finance Minister is going to be going to pay out this fraudulent mortgage of Halfam Holdings, 1474 Faircliff Lane, Victoria, BC, because this is a case of money laundering through a fraudulent BC real estate transaction.
We are experiencing an unusually high call volume.
Oh.
Your call is very important to us.
No, it isn't.
Please continue to hold to keep your call in priority sequence for the next available customer service representative.
Right.
Thank you for your patience.
Because now we're 13 minutes into wasting my life waiting for an agent to get on the telephone. And if you had a fraud department and you had an email address for your fraud department, then I wouldn't have to fucking sit here for the next half an hour and wait for someone to pick up the phone. Like, you just fucking love how they fucking lie, like they give a shit about you and what you're fucking going through and what you're dealing with, you know? Yanking in billions of fucking dollars in fraudulent profits every year, where they're stealing private interest properties from widows. Yeah, gotta keep the currency flowing, because it's all about the money. So then the other fucking disgusting thing about this whole situation is they've turned my private residential property into a commercial property because the District of Saanich are just a bunch of greedy savages who don't care anything about the people in the district. They only care about the money. Isn't that right, Fred Hayes and Lorna Popham? Just a bunch of absolute scuzzbags. Because here we've got on this fucking fraudulent bullshit document, we've got assignment of rents because they're using my private interest property to make themselves money on rent. Because it's all about letting the rich get richer in Canada and the poor getting absolutely fucking crushed by these fucking criminals acting as the card, and I'm a bar member, and I'm a banker, and I'm a real estate agent. Well, I'm afraid you're all cursed and you're all gonna burn in the pits of hell forever. Because you're all about the mammon. It's all about the money. Yeah, the fucking hilarious witches, eh? Witches never think a thing through. That's how you know you're dealing with a witch, because a witch never thinks what they're doing through. Yeah, all these witches who have attacked me to steal my home and embezzle all the money, they just thought I'd go and kill myself. Yeah, they figured I'd just fold like a card table. I don't fucking think so. This is not my first rodeo with covens of witches. We all know I'm not going to get any fucking where with this phone call, right? Again, now we're 15 minutes into a fucking phone call here. Yeah. Well, I'm afraid I won't be hiding the identity of all the fucking savages who are utilizing my stolen property to make themselves filthy lucre. Benjamin Howe and Senator Dennis can play stupid all they want. You don't have a mortgage on my stolen property. You can't have, because fraud all of a sudden doesn't turn into not fraud, magically, because some time has passed. That's not the way law and justice works. That's not the way law and equity works. Fucking hilarious that these fucking asshole politicians in BC are all about laundering money. Oh, we have to stop it when they're the fucking pukes who are doing it all. What a joke. I sent registered mail packages to all the fucking head fucking savages here at the BC NDP to let them know my house was being stolen. You know what they did for me? Nothing. They did nothing for me because they don't care. We're politicians. And all that means is I'm a pedophile, I'm a pervert, and I'm a pimp. That's what it actually means. When you hear somebody say I'm a politician, what they're really saying is I'm a pedophile, I'm a pimp, and I'm a pervert. I'm a criminal. I'm a hoarding hog. Isn't that right, John Horgan? Isn't that right, David Eby? Isn't that right, Melissa Gillespie? And all those fucking savages I saw in that whorehouse. Supreme kangaroo court, they say. Just the ugliest savages you're ever gonna wanna fucking have to deal with. They don't have to fucking know the law. They don't have to follow it. They're all above the law. That's why they stole my son and sold him for profit, left me empty-handed. That's why they stole my house, embezzled all the money, left me empty-handed, because we're above the law. When you're a satanic cult, you're above the law. Yeah, well, I'm afraid the King of Kings has got his eyes on all you fucking satanic savages. Cursed. Cursed monsters. Humans, illegally defined as monsters for good reason.
Please continue to hold for the next available customer service representative.
Alright, because I have all day to fucking sit here on the phone waiting for some fucking idiot to pick up the phone. Oh, and by the way, I'm one of the peculiar people. I don't need to be nice. I'm not under any duty, obligation, or responsibility to be kind or nice to any banker, or any bar member, or any politician, or any MLA, or any mayor. You better get through your head real fucking quick. Banks are all private, for-profit fucking criminal organizations. That's all they're... It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. Yeah, now we're 18 fucking minutes in. Yeah, gotten nowhere. So clearly the agents of Scotiabank are completely incompetent, because you shouldn't be waiting 30 minutes to get somebody on the telephone. You need to hire more agents, because 10 minutes would be too long. 30 minutes is ridiculous. And why don't you have a fraud department? Probably because you don't give a shit about fraud, right? Throughout the banks and the banking industry. Well, if Benjamin Howe and Senator Dennis think they're going to get away with not paying me for all the harm, loss, and damage they've caused me by continuing to utilize my stolen property, well, they'd be two of the stupidest fuckers in Victoria. Greedy pigs. Real estate is not for you fucking savages to fucking make money. They're securities for righteous men and women to live in. Now, you don't even fucking understand the level of rage my father feels for these savages. Unfortunately, I'm an empath and a sensitive, so I feel all his rage. I know how much he hates these fucking pukes. These mammon-worshipping pukes. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. You gotta get the money. Title fraud's happening twice a week in Canada, right? So who's doing that? Bankers, lawyers. These fucking satanic, compulsive, lying savages pretending to be the clerk. Well, I'm afraid none of the fucking judiciary had judicial immunity in on my case, so I'll be going after all those savages who pretend to be the court. Hey, the David Masahara. Jennifer Power. Bitch. That's either with a witch named Murray, and there was another fucking warlock named Johnston. Just the fucking ugliest fucking savages you've ever fucking... You should have just fucking... Well, we're all going to hear what they said to me because I'm going to be seizing the recordings from the whorehouse at 850 Burnett Avenue. That's my proof of another act of genocide. Because it would be obstruction of justice to not let me seize those recordings. Because they want to hide all their racism and they're ugly towards me. You're a public fucking service. The public has a right to hear what you're doing. Provincial courts busy. Child trafficking fucking pukes that you are. I mean, when did society become so fucking sick that you would actually allow these satanic savages sitting in a whorehouse pretending to be a law court to dictate what's going to happen to your children, to your homes, to your money? Wow, you need to wake the fuck up. Sick society. You've got satanic cults running your society. Posing as government. Yeah, that's right, because now we're 22 minutes in to a phone call to get somebody on the phone. A Scotiabank agent. Just a fucking joke.
Please continue to hold.
Yeah, that's right. Because I got all fucking day just to wait here.
We value the opportunity to assist you.
No, you don't. What the fuck? See what I mean? Like, it's the gold condescending fucking bullshit. Oh, we're just so glad that you called. We're just so happy that you want to deal with us. Because, fuck, if you've got some money, well, we want to get our fucking hands on it. By the way, when you pay your money into the bank, it's no longer yours. You better realize that right here, right now. The other thing is, these fuckers have insurance policies on all loans, secured and unsecured. So even if there is a default, they get paid out in full. Remember, the bank is like the fucking casino. The house always wins. Everything they do is fraud. That's how they post those fucking ridiculous profits every year. Fucking Canadians are actually stupid enough to believe that shit. This is ridiculous. So clearly their banking for services and industry is not working if you have to wait 30 minutes to get an agent on the phone. Yeah, now we're coming up on the 25 minutes. So I've discovered that Daniel Carroll, the puke who started this whole fucking shit show, this fraudulent foreclosure petition, Daniel Carroll from Phone Company in Kamloops, he's taken a holiday now. He's also blocked my emails from one of my email accounts, so I emailed from a different account to find out that he has blocked me. How professional is that? So the snakes come out and fucking suck everything fucking out of your fucking life. And then they go and fucking slither under the rock that they crawled out from underneath, just like fucking cockroaches. Yeah, Daniel Carroll won't be back into the office until May the 2nd. Really, Danny boy? What are you doing, Danny? Are you fucking trying to fucking shuffle around all your fucking property so I can't come after any of it? Don't think so, puke. You're a disbarred, disgraced son of a bitch. Your life is pretty much fucking over, fuckface, when I get done with you. Daniel Carroll, Fulton and Company. Hired by the fucking pukes at CIBC so they can fucking launder some money and put some fraudulent mortgages on property that doesn't fucking belong to them. Never underestimate the fucking stupidity of fucking satanic savages like bankers and fucking lawyers. Of course, they don't believe that hell is real, but I'm here to tell you, not only is it fucking real, you're on your way, bitch, you're on your way. Hell is just waiting for you. And your fucking lies will never be the truth either. CIBC. Your spouse had a mortgage on the house and it wasn't paid. Is that your fucking story, assholes? Well, I can fucking blow you out of water with case law right there, pukes. It was a divided interest property, pukes. It's fucking judgment proof. Creditor judgment proof. If that's your fucking claim to fame. There's a mortgage on the house that wasn't paid. What a fucking joke. You need to come up with better fucking lies than that, CIBC and your fucking asshole fucking liars that you hired. These fucking pukes from fucking Cox, Taylor, and Victoria. Hi, we're compulsive lying pukes. We're fucking Cox, Taylor, and Victoria, they say. Witches is what they are. This fucking stupid cunt, this fucking Lindsay LeBlanc. Just a fucking witch from hell. Can you fucking believe this shit? Okay, now we're almost 30 minutes in, cause your call's important to us here at Scotiabank.
Please continue to hold for the next available customer service representative.
Oh my God. Yeah, fucking now we're coming up on 29 minutes waiting. Unbelievable, just a fucking joke. Your time is important to us. Stay on the line for the next available agent. So how many individuals actually fucking wait on the phone this long? Right? Can you imagine? I would imagine next to nobody. You know, because time is money. Scotiabank. You guys go in and listen to that fucking 50-minute phone call I had with that fucking idiot Andrea May for the BC Ombudsperson's office. You gotta go listen to that shit show. Just a joke. As I knew it would be. It is every fucking time I've filed a complaint with them. Just a joke. Don't know what they're talking about, don't know what they're doing, don't know the law. No, we're lawless. We don't need to fucking follow the law. We're lawless. That's why we're fucking useless. You fucking imagine? Let's see here. Oh, now we're 30 fucking minutes into this phone call. Waiting on the fucking phone for someone to pick up the phone. So the moral of the story is you do not want to be a Scotiabank client. That's the moral of the story. They don't care about clients. They don't care about your time. They don't care that they don't have enough agents working to pick up a telephone call in 5 minutes, which is actually the proper amount of time any individual should have to wait for service from an institution yanking in billions of dollars every year in profit.
Welcome to Scotiabank, and thank you so much for waiting on the line. My name is James, and I'll be your customer care advisor for today. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
How are you doing? I've been waiting on the phone here for 31 minutes. I'm not very happy right now, but I'm going to try to be as kind as I can.
Yeah, tell me please, how may I help you?
So, do you have a fraud department? Do you have anybody, like an agency in Scotiabank that handles fraud?
Yeah, there is a security department.
How do I access that? I need a high-level individual in the bank because I have a fraudulent mortgage to report that's held by this institution.
Okay, well, if you want, I can provide you with the direct number for this department.
So this is the fraud department number that you're going to be providing me with?
Yeah, fraud department.
I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, not online, not through any of the websites that you have?
No, this is just internal.
Ah. Okay, is it a 1-800 number, or?
No, it's 416.
416? Oh, no. Okay.
288.
288?
Yeah, 4259.
425. Okay, so 416 288 4259.
Yeah, we have, or there is another different number, and it's 416.
Okay.
701.
701.
Yeah, 73.
73.
33. Double three.
So it's 73 two times? Is it?
Yeah, 7333.
Oh, I see. Okay, so 416 701 7333.
7333, yeah.
Okay, so
This line is 24/7.
Okay.
So the last one I gave you is 24/7. So I advise you to call the last number I gave you.
These are not toll-free numbers, though, right? Is that right, or is that the 416 is where? Sorry, is that Ontario 416?
Well, yeah, this number is for Ontario.
I'm in British Columbia, so they wouldn't have a toll-free number or line to call?
No, but the department has handled all the accounts for Scotiabank, so...
Okay, I will give them a call and report this fraudulent mortgage to them.
Okay, sure.
Thanks.
If you want, I can transfer you over them.
Oh,
To avoid.
that would be helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so please just stay on the line while I transfer you over there.
Okay.
Thank you for calling Scotiabank.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for calling Scotiabank's Fraud Department. Merci d'avoir appelé le service de la fraude de la Banque Scotia. Press 1 for English. Pour le service en français. If you have an existing fraud claim, press 1. For all retail credit card inquiries, press 2. For all Visa Debit Scotia card inquiries, press 3. For all commercial and corporate card inquiries, press 4. If you know the extension of the person you are calling, please press 5 now. have an existing fraud claim, press 1. For all retail credit card inquiries, press 2. For all Visa Debit Scotia card inquiries, press 3. For all commercial and corporate card inquiries, press 4. If you know the extension of the person you are calling, please press 5 next.
Well, there's no option for me there, so I
For
just
updates on credit card claims, press 1. For debit card claims, press 2.
For fuck's sake, this is not right. This is ridiculous.
If it has been more than 30 business days since the fraud claim was submitted, press 1. Otherwise, press 2.
Oh my God.
Updates for credit card fraud claims take up to 30 business days. If you would still like to connect with a fraud advisor, press 1. Otherwise, to serve you better, please keep your card or account number, the date, amount, and merchant of the transaction ready to report any unauthorized fraudulent transactions. Your call will be recorded and could be used for quality and authentication purposes. A fraud advisor will be with you shortly.
Now we're coming up on 40 minutes I've been on the phone. And this fraud department doesn't even provide for me, options for what I'm dealing with. Which is pretty ridiculous considering money laundering through real estate is a huge problem across Canada. This could have all been avoided if they just would have given me back my house at the end of November when I went to the Sandwich Police Department and I said, my house has been stolen. You need to get those fucking trespassers out of my house right now. You need to deal with all these criminals. But instead of doing that, no, they fucking turned around and attacked me violently. For months they've been attacking me violently because I reported a crime. So clearly we're ruled by criminals here in the district of Sandwich. Okay, this is fucking insane. I'm about to fucking lose my mind here. As anybody in their right mind would at this point. Fucking 40 minutes. Holy fuck. Yeah, because your time's important, right? Oh, your call's important to us. Fuck. No, clearly it is not. But they're going to record the call for quality assurance. I don't think so. Did you ask for my consent? No. I'm doing this for every man and woman in Canada who's been fucking jacked by these covens of witches, bankers, and party members. I'm doing this for every widow who's going to have her home stolen by these fucking pukes. And I do this for my spouse who didn't deserve any of this. Have his fucking name slandered and fucking defiled like this. That man never, ever went bankrupt. And he never would. That's not who he is. So I'm gonna fucking tear these pukes limb from fucking limb with my bare hands for slandering my spouse. Big fucking mistake, satanic savages. Holy fuck, yeah, look at this. Now we're 40 fucking minutes on the telephone. This is so not okay. You know, if they had an email address, you could email them, but, you know, they don't even provide that. Yeah, now the little pigs are stonewalling me. More satanic ritual abuse by the Satanists who stole my house and embezzled all the money. And now they don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with what they've done to me.
Please stay on the line. A fraud advisor will be with you shortly.
Uh-huh. How many times am I going to hear that? Now we're fucking 40. We're coming up on 42 minutes into this phone call. Those fucking pukes. Whoever's inside my fucking house better get the fuck out before the end of the month. You are not fucking staying inside my house another month. These fucking satanic animals. These fucking circus freaks contaminating my property. They've known for months they have to fucking leave, right? But they're still there. Well, I'm fucking homeless and destitute. A Benjamin Hand, Senator Dennis Reagan, the filthy fucking lucre. It's actually perfect that they never fucking gave me a dime of that embezzled money, because that embezzled money is going to go to pay out this mortgage. And I'm going home. Okay, so this might be an indicator of the level of fraud going on in Canada that's clearly not being handled properly by law enforcement. Because, you know, it's the criminal justice system, right? That means it's only justice for the criminal. There's no justice for victims of crime in Canada. Despite the fact they've got fucking websites full of fucking fraudulent bullshit claiming there is. There isn't. You're the victim of crime in Canada, you have to take care of the criminals yourself, because the fucking justice system is not going to do it according to the way, the truth, and the life. Well, I got fucking better things to do than this, but fuck. This is ridiculous. Thank God I'm fucking recording this shit. Yeah, this is service for you, eh? They're just so worried about you that they're going to pick up the phone right away. Because we know we waited, 35 minutes to talk to the first one, and now how many fucking minutes have we waited to talk to the second one? And they don't even have a 1-800 number for their fraud department. Customer service, my ass. 45 minutes. 45 fucking minutes on the phone. Gotten nowhere, literally. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line so we can continue to fucking screw you out of hours of your day. So these are the days of Noah. These are the days of Noah spoken about throughout the DSM, where the mindless fucking monkeys, the humans, legally defined as monsters, have become so defiled and so sick and so twisted and so perverse that they literally are, they cannot do what's right. Their minds just fucking don't work that way. No, they can only do fucking ugly and evil. And you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere if you have eyes that see and ears that hear. Oh, I know I look like I got 2 eyes. Nope, I got 7 eyes. And believe me, you don't want my eyes on you. Because I'll have you fucking figured out.
Please stay on the line. A fraud advisor will be with you shortly.
Yeah, right. So how many times are we going to hear that? It's now fucking 20 to 1. And now we're fucking rolling up on 47 minutes on this phone call. Like, and the other thing is, who the fuck is gonna, like, listen to this phone call with it being this long? But it's fucking evidence. It's evidence of complete and utter fucking incompetence and corruption. An absolute fucking lack of care and concern about clients. Yeah, let's wait fucking all day to get someone on the phone. I mean, why not, right? Because I got nothing better to do today. Fucking just a joke. Now we're rolling up on 50 fucking minutes on this phone call. I suppose if you have eyes that see and ears that hear, my commentary will be the most entertaining for you if you are going to listen to this call. Because if you're of the truth, you know I'm of the truth. And if you've been jacked by any of these fucking pigs, pukes, and dogs out here in this world, you're going to like the way I fucking fight. You never fucking go to a lawyer, ever, unless you know exactly what you're talking about, because the fucking puke is going to lie their face off to you to steal anything and everything you have. That's what bar members are trained to do. Isn't that right, Donald Lynch? Isn't that right, Dominic Alfred? A couple of fucking criminals who fucking sat there and did nothing while my fucking house was being stolen. Yeah, they both wanted to fucking file a probate that does not need to be filed so they could steal money. You shall know them by their fruit. You shall know them by their fruit. Because a fucking disgusting, evil, perverted root is never going to produce good fruit. Ever. It can't. It's just impossible. That's why the peculiar people are not permitted, obligated, or required to be kind or nice to the wicked once they identify themselves as wicked, because we know who the wicked are. You see, there's a war going on between the righteous and the wicked, and I'm one of the righteous. I'm gonna just fucking sue Scotiabank for the fact that they fucking don't know what they're doing and they can't fucking put an agent on the phone in a reasonable amount of fucking time.
Please stay on the line. A fraud advisor will be with you shortly.
Well, what does that mean? Like, how many minutes is that going to be? They're going to be with you shortly? When is that, like, fucking next week? And again, why didn't you have an option for callback? You need to provide an option for callback. If you're fucking making anybody wait an hour to get a fucking job done, that should take 5 fucking minutes. To stay in honor is to be honorable. Fuck off. The righteous will not be showing honor to the wicked. Ever. The wicked have no honor. Are you fucking joking? This is fucking insane. This is fucking just insane. That I have to fucking undo what these satanic fucking savages have done to me. Well, nothing you do is hidden, and everything you did that you want to keep under the dark, I'm gonna fucking yank out and pull and fucking put it right into the light where everybody can see it. The wicked hate being brought into the light. Yeah, the witches hate the light. Isn't that right, Daniel Carroll and David Matsahara? Well, this is fucking complete and utter obstruction of justice, right? If I can't report a fucking fraudulent mortgage held by this fucking Scotiabank. Yeah, we're rolling up on 54 fucking minutes to report fraud to Scotiabank. How is that appropriate customer service? It's not appropriate. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. They don't have any fucking information up about their fraud department. You can't email them about fraud. Because they just really fucking aren't concerned. I mean, pretty obviously, right? If they were really concerned about fraud. Minutes. 55 fucking minutes doing absolutely nothing. Getting absolutely fucking nowhere. An hour. A fucking
Please
hour.
stay on the line. A fraud advisor will be with you shortly.
Bullshit. Okay, so now we're into indictable crime called fraud, right? Where you keep saying the same thing, but it's not happening. The other fucked up part about this is it fucking takes forever to fucking upload a fucking video that's more than fucking a few minutes long. Yeah, so I read yesterday that the fucking satanic savage, the head satanic savage, John Hargon, has handed over $74 fucking million to the filthy fucking lucre laundering fucking BC casinos, 'cause you know, you have to keep the criminal organizations afloat in BC. To keep the fucking filthy lucre rolling in to the satanic cult acting as the province of British Columbia. There's fucking billions of dollars to do fucking ugly evil, man, but there's never a fucking dime to do what's right. And make no mistake, that motherfucker actually physically looks like a monster because it is a male monkey. It's a human, a male human, legally defined as a monster. Take a look at its face. Just disgusting. Oh, and by the way, the fucking satanic pigs who are feeding from the fucking trough here in British Columbia all gave themselves pay raises at the beginning of April. Because you know, when you're a fucking pig, there's never enough for you. You get to fucking take it all. Like fucking BCers here live under the poverty line. Oh, we care about you. No one be left behind. Oh, BCers all gathered together in states of emergency. Fuck off, you fucking liars. Keep spewing those lies. I can fucking feel hell getting hotter and hotter. It fucking awaits your return. I'm an INFJ personality type. INFJ stands for I'm not fucking joking. So when we speak, listen carefully, because we're speaking the truth, and that's why we're hated by the world. This is fucking insanity. This has to be played for the public, this phone call. This is just a fucking joke. Now yeah, here we go. An hour on the fucking phone waiting to report fucking fraudulent mortgage. And by the way, the peculiar people, we do not worship money. We don't worship mammon. We're not idolaters. We know your fucking money doesn't fucking have any value. Fake as fuck is what it all is.
Hello, Scotiabank Fraud Department. My name is Nicholas. May I have your credit card number, please?
Sir, I have a much larger problem on my hands here. I need to report to you a fraudulent mortgage held by your institution, and so I need the highest authority either in this department or with the bank.
Oh, report on a fraud mortgage. Okay, miss, for that one, that will be handled by the mortgage department. So please allow me one moment. I'm going to connect you with that department, okay, to report that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so please stay on the line. Okay.
Welcome to Scotiabank. My name's Lisa. I'll be your customer care advisor. Who has the pleasure of speaking with today?
Hi there, Lisa. I've been on the phone for over an hour. I'm not feeling very good, but you're speaking with Victoria.
Okay, I'm sorry you had to wait that long. How can I help you?
I'm not aware if you are aware of the problem across Canada with money laundering and real estate. Are you aware of the situation?
Well, I know that is a thing that goes on.
Right. So it's happened to me. So I'm a homeowner in Victoria, British Columbia, and I've had my home stolen from me in a fraudulent foreclosure action, which resulted in a fraudulent mortgage, and now those individuals sold the home illegally, and now there's two other individuals with a fraudulent mortgage, and that mortgage is held by your institution.
Okay, and have you spoken to Scotiabank about this?
This is the first time I've tried to handle this. So what happened is my spouse passed away. He has a will, and he left me our home in the will, mortgage-free, so we had a mortgage with CIBC. They went and they filed a fraudulent foreclosure petition after my spouse passed away, claiming I owed money that I don't owe. That's how this ended up happening, and my understanding from everything that's gone on over the last couple of years is this is to facilitate money laundering through BC fraudulent real estate transactions. And so I went and did a title search on my home that's been stolen from me, and so I do have the two individuals that now falsely believe that they have my home legally, which they don't, and I also have, obviously, their mortgage information, and that's how I know that it's the Bank of Nova Scotia who has issued this mortgage. And, I mean, of course, you wouldn't have realized this, right? I mean, how would you know? But I, as the homeowner, have to try to undo all of this harm, loss, and damage that's been done to me now. So I've contacted CIBC a million different times. Now, when they stole my house, this went through BC Supreme Court. The BC Supreme Court embezzled the entire amount of the sale of the house. So the BC Finance Minister actually has the money to pay out this fraudulent mortgage. Like, I didn't receive a dime ever. But unfortunately, what CIBC, so when CIBC put my house in their name, once the court embezzled all the money into the BC Finance Minister, CIBC then helped themselves to the closing costs. And now you know and I know that closing costs belong to the homeowner. So once CIBC becomes the homeowner, the closing costs, if they don't belong to me, they belong to them. But instead they stole $100,000 from the money paid into court to cover their closing costs. So CIBC has to pay that money back into the BC Finance Minister account, because there's $680,000 that is sitting with the BC Finance Minister to pay out this fraudulent mortgage held by these two individuals in Victoria. So I just want you to know that, you don't. I know that it's all about the money. I get that. I get that everything is about money. I completely understand that. So I just want you to know that I don't have the money. I never had the money from the fraudulent foreclosure. It's being held by BC Finance Minister, and now I have to try to orchestrate undoing all of this, because I'm the one in authority. I'm the actual homeowner. There's a last will and testament in place, which is a trust. And so I have the authority to handle these matters, and I'm the only one capable of doing it.
Okay, do you have a lawyer that's helping you out with this?
I am counsel. You are speaking to counsel. I don't need a lawyer on this, thanks. That's how I got into this mess in the first place, and that's who actually did this to me. Bar members.
Okay, this isn't something I'd be able to talk to you about. I don't really even know where to refer you, to be honest with you. I've never had a call like this, so have you talked to anybody at Scotiabank at all, like at a local branch at all, or anything like that?
This is the first time I've actually reached out to you, because I've been trying to get the CIBC agents to engage. I've been trying to get them to engage. They know what they've done to me, and now they're not wanting to admit what they've done to me, because this is bad. This is really bad. So what's happening twice a week in Canada, it's called title fraud, and that's exactly what's happened to me. Application and title fraud.
This is not something I'm gonna be able to talk to you about. So, have you gone to the police with your findings, or?
Well, I'm in Victoria, and I'm not sure where you're located or not. You might not know how corrupt it is around here. So yes, I have done. I've tried to go through all the channels, and she hangs up on me. So that's the kind of service you get when you call Scotiabank and you try to report fraud on a mortgage that they're holding. They just fucking, no, we don't want to deal with you. We don't want to talk to you. We're just going to fucking hang up the call. Right? And why the fuck does she need to speak to a liar? Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm doing. And this is exactly why widows are having their homes stolen. So that's the kind of professional service you get from Scotiabank. So thank God that I've recorded this call, because I'll now be suing Scotiabank. Yeah, in small claims court for that, just that phone call alone. Because that's fucking ridiculous. When I'm calling to report a fraudulent mortgage held by your institution, you don't hang up the phone and tell me that you can't deal with it. You either find somebody who can deal with it, right? Because this is just common fucking knowledge that application and title fraud is happening twice a week across Canada. And this is why it goes on. Because fucking stupid skanks like that, right? Low-level fucking idiots they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to deal with it. And now I've just wasted an hour and 10 minutes getting absolutely nowhere with fucking Scotiabank. What a fucking joke.